All right, guys, we continue Justice. This is issue number 5 from DC Comics, covered by Alex Ross, of course. I mean, yeah, also drawn by Alex Ross. Let's dive in because it's good. It's really good, in my opinion, of course. Right. So we see here elongated man with Sue Dibney, right? His wife. He's getting a call from Iris, the girlfriend slash partner of Barry Allen, the Flash, and he hears that she is gone, and also, he wonders why, because it's on television, why the world's worst supervillains are acting like the world's greatest hero, and the Justice League is nowhere to be found. He's a private detective. Is he a private detective or some kind of an investigator? I don't know, but he has detective skills. Meanwhile, we have John Johns. He thought he was burning in this underwater city, but he is not, because it was all a conspiracy. They all struck at once, all at once. So, the Justice Society of Evil. I'm not sure if they're calling themselves that, but I believe, that's a real supervillain group back in the day. Taking out the Justice League of America, and even Barry here is now some kind of a loop, that he cannot get out of somehow. Luthor is teleporting into the hiding place of Brainiac. He says, is he dead? Doesn't matter. I love the red spark in his eye, because he's a robot, right? I know you are plotting against me, Luthor. Do you read minds, Brainiac? No, we have all our limitations, don't we? That's why we need each other. Fine, we're all necessary evils then. To my knowledge, the members of the Justice League are dead or incapacitated. I am waiting confirmation, of course, and their absence is helping the public consider our benevolence. Do you have the cities? He says yes. So yeah, Brainiac is famous for shrinking cities for his collection. So why Luthor needs the cities, don't know, but we're gonna find out maybe in a later issue. Meanwhile, Superman is still getting beat up by Bizarro, Solomon Grundy, Metallo, and Parasite, right? And people are looking from the streets. He says, "Hey, Superman, help me!" And Bizarro looks towards the crowd, and he freezes them with his freeze vision, because everything about Bizarro is reversed, right? So he doesn't have heat vision. He has, flame breath instead of freeze breath, or Arctic breath, right? And this is classic Metallo, not Mentallo, but Metallo. I love it that Alex Ross is, known for his classic renditions of the superheroes and supervillains. So in the original, Metallo has a small mustache and black hair, right? But then lightning strikes and something is happening. The villains are being taken out by someone that is really, really fast. Also, like the sheer power that this being has. I mean, look at that. He's digging his hands into his flesh, punching Bizarro into orbit, and kicks Solomon Grundy into the ground. And well, it's none other than the original Captain Marvel, or now called Shazam. Isn't this looking great, right? He says, "It's okay, Superman, I got your signal. It's going to be okay." Really love it. But then Bizarro is now waking. He's not waking up, but he's coming back. He throws Parasite with the kryptonite into this hole. He says, "Don't worry, Superman. I trapped him, but you need help." And so he looks up and he sees Bizarro coming real quick down, and then he is disappearing. And then there's a teleportation hole coming, and there is Luthor coming out of the portal. "Must I do all your thinking for you? You didn't just steal Superman's power, you stole his weakness too. You could have died, Parasite." So he's giving it back to Corbin. I don't know what his first name, but his name is Corbin. Richard Corbin, maybe? Not sure. "Remember that you don't deserve to live." Damn, he says. Meanwhile, the Atom is putting in a hospital. We're gonna do that a little bit later, where his fiance, wife slash partner is mourning for him. Well, he's not dead, but you know what I mean, right? Meanwhile, Diana is fighting for her life because she's getting this living shit kicked from Priscilla Rich, who is sold basically her soul to the goddess of the underworld, right? And she says, "You're not an animal," and he basically, I believe she's biting her in the neck or shoulders. The first name I ever knew was daughter. I remember my daughter holding me in the dawn. I remember the sea, and I remember her telling me that I was a gift and that I was beautiful. My mother never wanted me to leave her, never wanted me to become the Amazon ambassador to the world. I love the colors, by the way, when it's all red. It's very ominous. There was a contest among the Amazons, a test of endurance and wisdom to see who would become Wonder Woman. It was forbidden for me to enter. She just never wanted me to be hurt. So I wore a mask. I disguised myself and won the contest and hurt my mother with my betrayal. I swore I'd never wear a mask again. So she's using a lasso, and then whatever is inside Priscilla is, well, maybe not gone, but she is, I don't know, giving up. Or does she? Or is she? Does she? Is she? Well, let me help you. Well, she is attacking again. I love this, that she's just using a kick. I mean, we don't see this kind of combat from Wonder Woman often, right? That she's actually using her feet, and mostly her fists. So Priscilla's running away. And look at this. Real cool. So, and then we go back to Ollie's house, where Black Canary is using a scream because he thinks Ollie is dead. And like I said in the last issue, people forget that she's not a natural blonde. She's using a wig, right? She's from origin has black hair. But Ollie is not dead. It's just a ruse by Clayface and Scarecrow. And Ollie is electrocuting Clayface, and they are running away. He says, "I was so afraid. You're alive. Why didn't my scream affect you?" And he has earplugs in. You had earplugs in? Think on. How did you know? Now, in the last issue, Clayface turned himself into Black Canary, wearing blonde hair. He says, "Well, Clayface took your form to get close enough to me to kill me. He must have thought you have blonde hair. I just thought you were wearing the wig." The wig? And you thought that's why you... Yeah, a little bit of a context. They supposedly have, intercourse. And he had earplugs in because of her screaming, probably during the intercourse. And he says, "Well, is it just the window, or has it suddenly gotten a little cold in here?" He doesn't want to talk about that, right? So Martian Manhunter wants to, or contacts Carter and Shayera here. And he confirms that all of them are being hit by the supervillains. But then somewhere else, Hal Jordan asks his ring, "Where am I?" "Your question cannot be answered." "Why not?" "No stars has been located between this ring's proximity. The conclusion is that you are not in any previous map area of space." "How did I get here?" "Sinestro used a boom tube device from Apocalypse to transport you across the universe." "Can you replicate the device to transport us back to Earth?" "No, that technology is beyond my capability to replicate, or your ability to will it into being." "Ring, how much longer before your charge runs out and I die?" Uh-oh. Now it gets interesting because Shazam, Superman is leading Shazam to Batman's place, and he asked, "Flash didn't answer my call. None of the GLA did. Which why we reserve members like me got a call. We need to speak with Batman. He'll know what happened." So he's leading to the secret passage. And look at this. The art looks freaking amazing. Welcome to the Batcave. Look at this cool vehicle. Also, this is Batman's father's costume that he wore at a party. Basically, this was, basically the very first Batman costume ever created. Very cool little detail here. So Batman is not amused that he brought another one into the Batcave. You compromised my mission once again. Put him over here. He said, "Don't worry, Batman. I would never tell anyone about this place," which is really cool, by the way. He looks at him. What are you talking about? Maybe these will make you feel more comfortable. Shazam. Are you out of your mind? Lightning in a cave? I'm sorry, Batman. I didn't think it would be so loud in here. It's magic lightning, I love the smoke effect. Oh, magic lightning. That makes it okay then. How could you do this, Superman? You brought a child into the cave. Should I tell Robin, he says. Robin is here because he, like myself, has a profound experience of crime and loss. What do you know about loss? More than you would think, Batman. I only want to help. Batman, what? What happened? Luthor, the Riddler, Black Manta, and Poison Ivy were on TV claiming to be mankind's new benefactors, and I was attacked, and no one answered my call. No charter member of the Justice League responded. Is everything okay? What about Aquaman? And then something happens. So he clenches his fists, and then Superman clocks his face. I think, what? Why would you do that? Right? But if you look really closely, there's a glow in his hand. I didn't notice that first. Are you crazy? You killed him. I'm not strong enough yet, Bill, but he was trying to kill me. He thought his glove would conceal the kryptonite. What? There is something inside of Batman. As my vision returned, I saw them. Them? Microscopic mechanical worms. They fuse to his nerve endings. They're in his mind. He's full of them. Worms? Batman is being controlled. I think he's... Oh Lord, they're in me too. So, worms are a enemy of Captain Marvel or Shazam. I forgot the name of that particular worm. Mr. Mind, I guess, if I remember correctly. Leave a comment below if you know it. I believe it's Mr. Mind, could be wrong. Anyway, so then Jarvis comes in. He's also infected. One more Superman and the child will die. But then Luthor is throwing these spheres into the water, and they're getting bigger and bigger. I know that in time you will try to betray me, Brainiac, as I will you. That is the reason for this alliance. This world is not big enough for the two of us. So he says to Jarvis, this isn't your fault, Alfred. There's something controlling you. It's in Batman, and they're me too. One more word and I cut the boy. You're mortal, Bill. Don't do it. So he's hurting or stomping on his foot, and Superman is throwing this, what is it? A beaker? No, what is it? A cup? You know what I mean. Coffee mug, throws it to Jarvis, and he says, Shazam! You're going to have to bind Batman and Alfred here while we're gone. Don't let Batman keep his utility belt. They're going to have to be burned out of me, Marvel, before they take control of my mind. So yeah, he is Captain Marvel. You're going to have to throw me into the sun. And that leads us to the next issue. All right, this is so cool. So we have files of villains and super villains from Bruce Wayne's private files in the Batcomputer. So you can pause the video if you want and read these files. Also have files on Wonder Woman. Yeah, she's so cool. Also, it states here that if you read this, that I don't want to go too into modern comics, but here that she says she is a manipulating men. She was in love with a man, right? That's the reason why she became Poison Ivy. Well, not the reason, but her sex appeal is now a weapon that's used against all men, usually through the use of poisonous lipstick. I'm not going to all this whole new modern comics debacle, but they made her a complete lesbian. Again, great comic. Let me know in the comments again what you think about it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I see you next time. Bye bye.